So in our introduction to this episode, when we were talking beforehand, your colleague at XM Cyber, Zur Ulianetsky, said that this problem will only increase because, quote, nobody is completely sure how to secure the cloud. Can you talk more about this? What are some of the major mistakes you see with companies who are trying to secure their assets on the cloud? And what, in your mind, is a more secure way to do things that's not being done now?
So I think, when we're talking and saying that people are not sure how to secure the cloud, I think the first thing is a knowledge gap, both about how the cloud actually works. For many people, it's still new. They don't understand what's the differences. Are those just servers in the cloud, or what else is
difference from our backup tapes in our office and things like that?
But which they're not. There's a lot more possibilities, both to make things more secure, but also to make more mistakes. And also there is the flexibility and the ease that the cloud is actually bringing is creating a situation that in many cases, security folks just don't know exactly what are they trying to protect. You're not trying to protect everything in the cloud. It's not all the same. And in many cases, the security team are coming late to the game, where the R&D are, moving things to the cloud, moving things fast. And in many cases, when you're moving things fast, what do you want to do? You want to make sure that it works. And you want to make sure that it works. How do you make sure that it works? You give it just more permissions,
more accessible to everybody.
If we'll just give right access to everyone on that, it will work, And I'm sure that you remember installing, I don't know, some solution with a database in the 90s or in the early 2000s, and you were like figuring out what permissions do they need to do. Does the program need? Does the web server need to the MS SQL database? Maybe I'll just give it everything.
You just throw the gates open. Right.
And that's exactly what's happening again now. In the cloud, people want to move services quickly to the cloud. They want to do a lift and shift. And then they're giving excessive permissions. And in the cloud, everything is identities basically. Everything you give. There is an EC2. It's attached to a role. And what is the identity what are the permissions? And if you give it permission to do pretty much everything, then the risk from that machine is also escalating. So that's one of the things. So basically, I think that the security people, they don't know what they want to secure, and then they're coming and facing with the situation where the R&D are already moving things to the cloud, and now they need to chase and try to say, okay, do you actually need those permissions, and is it something that is needed? And obviously the answer will be, yeah, of course they need that permission. It needs it to work. I was trying to make sure that things work, and that's how it worked. So. Yeah, so definitely.
So it seems like a good first step would be to just sort of flip the roles and start with, security, sort of doing a check of what's going to be migrated to the cloud, and then making sort of recommendations to R&D before they even begin. I mean, I'm obviously not everyone's like super stoked on that, but can you sort of walk me through like a flow chart of what you think would be like a safer, sort of cycle of teams?
Yeah. So ideally, you have the security people, and you decide, who are the people that are going to work on cloud security, and you're going to give them a little bit of training, and then they're going to create guidance, and they're going to work with people. But I think it is not an ideal world, and in many cases, R&D are going to run, and IT are going to start moving things to the cloud, and for that we need to understand that there are tools that the cloud providers are creating in order to help us identify and make sure that we're trying to make things more secure. So, obviously, ideally, you'll first come to the security. They will tell you exactly what you need to know. You'll build it securely, and it's actually happening. I've spoken with a customer of ours a few weeks ago, and he mentioned that they had a messy cloud account.
Okay.
That basically worked the way R&D were moving things to the cloud, and they decided, what, we're going to do it fresh, we're going to do it new. We're opening a new account, and everything you want to move, we're going to make sure that you're doing it correctly. Nice. And now they're in the process of re-migrating to the cloud. Basically. So those things happen, but obviously that's a lot of effort, and in many places you're going to need to chase the R&D and see how you identify and fix things afterward.
I'm excited to announce that our Infosec skills platform will be releasing a new challenge every month with 3 hands-on labs to put your cyber skills to the test. Each month, you'll build new skills ranging from secure coding to penetration testing to advanced persistent threats and everything in between. Plus, we're giving away more than $1,000 worth of prizes each month. Go to infosecinstitute.com/challenge and start your challenge right now.